Hello and welcome to today's Daily Dominion. Alright, it looks like we have an Adventures Dark Ages board. And as is often the case when pages are around, pages is pretty important. So the main thing of pages, page and peasant are a bit different in that the final form of page is almost always, not always, but almost always what you're targeting when you pick up a page, as opposed to the peasant line where you're often stopping before teacher. So anyway, champion gives you basically unlimited actions for the rest of the game, and then also protects you from any attacks. So it's a very very powerful effect. One thing about page is that it tends to move. You tend to move up the line a little bit slower than you do compared to the peasant. Because the treasure hunter draws or adds treasures to your deck, and this hero adds a treasure to your deck, so you can sometimes, and also like the warrior's terminal, so it doesn't play as nicely with some other the cycling that you might want to do. Sometimes there's collision there, bad collision. Whereas fugitive in this slot is similar kind of cycling, 2 cards, even though it's not a draw card, and then it's non-terminal, so you could like play it and then play whatever, another draw card to move through the deck a little faster. Anyway, so for two, and because you're going to the last card also, so like peasant, you're often stopping at the disciple. So anyway, page tends to be a little bit slower getting towards your target goal, but in any case, the end result is very very powerful. Beyond that, there are a couple other notable interactions with that line here, which is that there's Bridge Troll, which reduces the cost of cards on this turn and then your next turn. Does a little -1 token attack, but the notable thing here is that Warrior trashes cards that cost from 3 to 4, so you can lower the cost of the expensive cards in your opponent's deck and trash them with Warrior, which is very doable here if they don't have a champion. If they have a champion, it doesn't do anything. But and Warrior does its attack, or its attack gets bigger basically depending on how many travelers you've played before you play the Warrior. So it's possible to have a lot of pages in play quite easily because it's just a little cantrip, and then you play a Warrior and search through a large portion of their deck. Anyway, that's like probably a win more thing here more than anything. It's probably not a key interaction, but if you fall way behind and the bot doesn't have champion, it's a way to just completely wipe out any of their money, or not money, potentially their money as well, but their provinces. Anyway, I think on the openings here, you can either go like page, traveling fair, top deck page, just so you get the line going, or you could take a silver and do that with page, or you could buy scavenger page. I think I'm going to go silver, traveling fair. If you had the 4-3, it would be better because you could do what I'm going to do now on your turn 1 and then play your page turn 2. But this at least guarantees that we play the page before we get to another shuffle here. The scavenger has potentially higher upside because you can draw the page, play it turn 3, and flip this, do the scavenger. It will discard your deck, and then that accelerates how quickly you cycle through your deck here. But it's not a huge deal in any case. We're looking here for a junk dealer altar, so we get 5 for junk dealer. What does the bot have so far? I guess the bot bought a page, so we're probably not going to be able to do the thing where we trash out their deck, but that's all right. I guess I'll go ahead and get a scavenger now. Gonna get a second junk. I don't really love losing the Necro at this stage, but it's fine. We're gonna get another junk dealer. I don't think the giant is particularly scary if it hits. I mean, we have 2 page lines going, so even if it hits warrior or hero or something, then we're champion. That would be very bad, but and probably. So we bottom decked our warrior. The warrior's gonna miss anyway, so we might as well just discard. Put the warrior on top. That was always gonna happen. We could top deck a squire. Isn't insane. Hopefully the bot plays a giant. I was gonna say it would be kind of nice if they play the giant that turn. Okay, this is really great. We'll just put a junk dealer on top here. So we're gonna get to. That was quite fortunate. I mean, that was kind of the play we're going for with this squire, is that we would be able to play warrior and draw a scavenger, but we got very lucky that that happened. Because that's gonna put the hero. When we exchange this warrior for hero, we'll be doing a clean shuffle now, or relatively clean. Okay. There's not a lot of stuff to add here that's super, super good. I mean, we could add another altar. A lot of this stuff will be kind of dead until we hit the line where we're. I mean, we could put like a squire on top, but that's as likely to slow us down as anything. I mean, we can put also stuff we put on top technically lowers. I think I'm gonna buy nothing. I could buy a trade, I guess. It's not like super good here, but it's fine. I'm gonna keep both of these cards as they are for now. Okay, so we had the squire flip, right? Okay, so that giant hit didn't do anything to us. Here we're gonna trash a silver to get a colt hit. Another colt. Here we're see, this is more annoying because we have the hero is in these cards. If it's in the bottom 2, then we would want to play the scavenger and discard. But if it's in the top here, we would be better off not discarding. I guess I'm gonna decline the discard and just throw a junk dealer up here. Or I guess we can do, maybe we can get there guaranteed. How much money do I have? I have 8. Maybe not guaranteed, but at least see a few more cards. Actually, it's not, it doesn't really change the number of cards we see. I was going to top deck a squire and a cultist. It doesn't really change the number of cards you see. Unless you can, top deck a squire, or you could top deck a squire and 2 cultists. That would be useful. But we have much money. We're actually a buck short of it, but we don't have it. So yeah, I think I'll just go with what I was. We can put 1 cultist on top and then put a squire on top. But again, that doesn't really change. I guess cultist and squire is a little bit better. than just the junk dealer. I think it sees one more card. I'm not sure on that. We could get scavenger. You can just get a market square, and I guess it doesn't hurt top deck. They don't have their giant. What did the warrior flip? Page and copper. Okay, that's all right. Play the warrior. Wait, do we not have a hero? Did I just not exchange for hero back when? Oh, I failed to do that. Thought I did. I must have not. Okay. Whoops. That's unfortunate. All right, well, nothing for it now. Because the bot just got their hero, right? Yeah. Could get a little hairy. Well, probably not. Okay, well, we found the hero. That's really good. That basically means when we find the scavenger, we can toss and hit champion. Or if we... So we're not going to probably get to do the... warrior stuff, probably. How far away are they from shuffling? They're still a ways away. So to be fair, we're not that. Trying to think how to play this. I don't know what the last card is. We could trash the cultist, but I think we probably just want to keep them in deck. For now. Okay, that was fortunate. Maybe we should alter, actually, yeah, let's go back. Let's alter the squire. So when you trash squire, you get an attack card. Get a cultist here. And then we can get 2 cultists. We'll add the bridge trolls, but probably not until we're closer to drawing deck. I guess I added 1 already, but you know what I mean. The bot's on duchy. As long as they're doing that, that's still just going to give us so much time. We'll be okay. We want to probably scavenger, top deck occultist. We maybe should have done the whole deck. I'm not sure. Okay. We want to be careful not to give a pile out, but we should be all right. I think the question is whether it's better to get the top deck 2 cultists or to buy 3 of them. Probably a little better to just top deck 2 of them. I don't know about the squire, but this should be okay. So they may do the champion pretty soon here. Gotta watch piles a little bit. It's not really too bad. Survivor is probably a little better than Copper right now. It was a little unfortunate. So like here, if we had had the See, basically our cost reduction made it so none of this hits because the Market Square is too cheap now. And the other ones are... We could try to get another warrior. I just think they're going to, since they're going to play the champion any minute now. If we had flipped the champion here, then I would go for it. But since we didn't, there's not much reason to. The question is, do we trash the squire to get Cultist Bridge Troll, or we just get the Bridge Troll? Just do it like this. Where are we on piles now? We're fine to go ahead and top deck a couple more Cultists. I think, right? There's no third pile. We can get 2 Bridge Trolls on our next turn, which will lower the cost of these. Which is already low. So we don't need to buy a Bridge Troll. We could get 1. Might help to have the duchies cost nothing. I'm not going to lower the market squares all the way. I mean, the bot doesn't have. We'll just go with this. We'll see if they play the champion before we get to do anything. So we'll pile out on this turn, but we find the junk dealers, we'll play them on. So we're not going to play this cultist. We're going to trash it with the junk dealer to draw more cards. We're not going to get gold doing any of the gold. Warrior doesn't do anything now. There should be more cultists, right? Yeah. So we do the squire for 2 bridge trolls, and then we'll do this. Draw everything. Play this stuff. Hooray. Bye. We have enough to even get a traveling fair. Now it's going to ask us. I shouldn't have done that. Now it's going to ask me to top deck. A big mistake. Obviously, we gotta click through for max points. I just totally missed that I didn't exchange the warrior the one time. I can remember now, I think, talking about it, but I thought it was something else going on. I thought it was the second warrior. I just totally whiffed that I hadn't exchanged it. Otherwise, I think we probably get this up fast enough that we get to trash their provinces with warrior. But anyway, which would have been fun to see, but nonetheless, we didn't get there. So yeah, it was like pretty standard champion deck, which is to say you try and get the champion in play as fast as you can. Except that I was stupid and didn't exchange that one time. But then terminal draw, cultist, or other like smithy kind of things, very, 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 very good with champion. And then the bridge troll stuff, of course, goes pretty crazy when you have unlimited actions. So I didn't really talk about it too much, though. I guess I kind of demonstrated it. But one thing to note that I see even very, very good players mess up quite a lot is that if you have a card like Altar, which lets you gain a card during your turn or whatever, and you're looking at your buys for the turn, let's say. Like, I knew I wanted bridge trolls, right? But I almost never bought any. Because it's much, much better to buy draw by the cultist, get your draw consistent, and then during the next turn, you'll probably, if your draw's good enough, you'll probably be able to play the altar and gain the bridge trolls that you want, and draw them and play them that turn. So you often see, I mean, this is not a hard and fast rule, but a lot of times people will buy their payload even when there's draw on the board and they have like mid-turn gaining. And that often is really bad and cost you turns. Anyway, that was just like, I don't know, vague lesson. The bot, I think the bot started buying ruins and stuff. I know I played a lot of cultists, but I think the bot started buying ruins. This is just, Giant's not very good here. Giant's not very good in general, but Giant, if you could stack your opponent's deck, Giant could be pretty good here, but it's never going to happen. So the odds of it hitting the key travelers is quite low, but not impossible. It could have happened. Anyway, they did get the champion going, but they didn't do a whole lot of trashing, and they just have a lot of treasure, which is not any good here. So, anyway, pretty, I don't know, I feel like we played boards that kind of looked like this before. The streak counter is broken still, so you gotta remember this is a bigger number. You know, don't undervalue me. I think it's just like 7. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's 8 now. But we're back to Screen Full of Crowns. Hooray! I think we were back yesterday even, but thanks for watching. I'm just blabbing on now, so I will leave you. Take care.